Hello, Marvelites! You're watching a very special bonus episode of Marvel's Pull List. I'm Ryan, aka Agent M.
And I'm Tucker Marcus.
And so normally we pick a couple of new comics that have come out that week. We tell you why you gotta check them out. But since it's the end of the year and everybody's making their fancy lists and telling you, oh, this is the best that and this is the best this, well, no. We're saying these are our favorite Marvel comics of 2019. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty good to me. I have two picks, you have two picks,
Yep.
our favorite comics of 2019. I'm starting with House of X and Powers of 10, this new beginning, positioning the mutants in a new way on Earth and in the Marvel Universe, and at times in Marvel history, redefining things. I don't think anyone could have ever guessed what Jonathan Hickman and company did here. He teamed up with Pepe Larraz on House of X and RB Silva on Powers of 10 to tell this story that spans years and years and years and years and years and
millennia.
years. Yes, it is really unbelievable stuff. One of my favorite moments in this is seeing characters arrive on Krakoa for the first time and witnessing that they have a safe haven, that they have a home. To see some of the characters we've seen as villains traditionally in the past come to the table and realize that. And now everything that's going on in Dawn of X across all of those books and seeing all the intricate webs that are being woven across the board. It's a really big moment for the mutants, and it's something that we'll be seeing the effects of for years to come.
Yeah. Another big moment this year for us, and one of my favorites, is War of the Realms. This was a huge story. It's kind of the best interpretation of a giant, cool, line-wide action-adventure Marvel Comics event. It's got a great creative team, Jason Aaron and Russell Dodderman and Matthew Wilson and everybody else, and it spans 6 issues plus an epilogue. You got great stories with Daredevil and Thor and everyone else, but I think my favorite moment, a little spoiler, comes at the final battle. The final battle where Thor has sacrificed so much and he has to face one of the greatest evils he's ever faced, but he can't do it alone. And there's this beautiful double-page splash where he goes in with the people he needs the most, and it's so dang cool. But if you like big action-adventure, wild rides with huge stakes, War of the Realms is your book.
And talking about Jason Aaron, my other favorite comic of the year was King Thor. That's Jason Aaron writing the character and wrapping up an unbelievable landmark 7-year run with the character. He's the person that gave Jane Foster the hammer. He's the person that has told so many now legendary moments for the God of Thunder, for Loki, for everybody involved. One of my favorite moments in this story, again, comes at the end because there's something about the way that Jason Aaron wraps up a story that is really special. It's something that if you just picked up King Thor for the very first time without having read anything before, you could feel the weight of all of that here. It's a really special book, and look, a rare thing to see a writer tell a character's story for that many years and then wrap it up in such a beautiful way. I love King Thor.
Beautiful book, and it's also really cool looking at Marvel history, past, present, and future, just like history of the Marvel Universe, which, because we're celebrating 80 years of Marvel this year, this has been kind of the perfect book to tell us everything that's happened from the Big Bang in the beginning to the last moments of this universe. And, you know, it started out by telling you, here's Galactus, here's Franklin Richards. They are the last 2 beings alive at the end of time. And Galactus is telling the history of the Marvel Universe to his friend, who he's been with for millions of years, Franklin, because Franklin is going to go on into the next universe, much like Galactus came to ours. That is the perfect way to then tell everything, the Celestials, the Eternals, the Shi'ar, the Skrulls, the X-Men, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, all the families, all the teams, all the races, everything is in this book. If I had to pick one perfect part of it, is right at the end of the last issue, where Galactus and Franklin have their final words to each other, and it's this beautiful double-page image, and it gets you right here. It is a perfect way to tell our 80 years of Marvel history in comic book form. Hope you guys check it out. But there's so many other books that we loved this year, and on Marvel's Pull List, the podcast version, every week we talk about all of them. Our final episode of the year, we actually crunched the numbers, looked at all the data, and figured out which creators we said, you gotta read this book the most, which titles came up again and again. So check that out wherever you get your audio, and then we'll be back with another video episode really soon. I'm Ryan.
I'm Tucker.
And this is Marvel,
Your Universe.